another small business marketing tip. Today we're going to look at
branding. What is branding? Well, your branding is basically your business identity. So it's basically your business personality. How do you want your business to be perceived, and what personality, what characteristics do you want it to have? So you need to really think about, when you think in terms of your branding, and when you work with a graphic designer, for example, they're going to ask you, how do you want your brand to look and feel? What do you want it to portray? How do you want it to be perceived? So that's pretty much what branding is.
Yeah, and when you think of the importance of branding, so why is it so important? Well, when you think about how we remember stuff as people, a lot of our memory is visual memories. We remember stuff because we see things and we remember it, like a logo, and we build up the familiarity, which builds trust, because we recognise things. If you weren't, look at that, if you're covering the actual name of this product, who would be able to guess what it is? Of course, everybody would be able to.
And so, it's not that we advertise Coca-Cola, but they've really managed to even own the color. So Coca-Cola pretty much owns that color, the color red, and without seeing the branding, that color even just tells you what it is. They really managed to create that personality. The colour
of the drink, the colour combination, the water, and even the shape of the bottle. So this brings up familiarity. So we know when we buy a Coca-Cola, we're going to get a Coca-Cola. We're not going to kind of drink it and it's going to turn out to be petrol or something like that. We know we're going to get what we've asked for, what we've bought. So there's trust there. With a lot of small business owners, when we're starting out, we don't have that familiarity in the mass market. People don't know if they're going to get the right thing when they buy from you. But these kind of bigger brands, the trust is there because people recognise, especially this one, basic bananas here.
And Dole, you know,
and
Dole is quite famous.
Banana boats, a few banana branded products here. And so what happens is, even when we think about it as humans, we recognise people, we recognise, like, I'll remember a face, but might not remember the person's name a lot of the time, but you recognise a lot of things through visuals. So with your branding, it is not just the name, as Francisco was saying. We recognise this because of the colours, we recognise because of that visual that we have, and we know that that's the trustworthy product. So that's why we need to make sure we do have that kind of consistency in our delivery.
And that's a really good point. You also, you need consistency. You also need to pick your branding colors. Again, if you work with a graphic designer, he or she will help you choose your colors. Our colors are yellow. This is a little bit an older banana, so it doesn't really have our branding color, but our color is yellow and black, because the writing is black and yellow, and you can see that everywhere, on our letterhead, on our business card, on the brochure. The logo is always the same, and I had a designer the other day put the logo on a yellow background, so the yellow was white suddenly, and it just didn't fit. I had to say, look, that's not our brand. I know it's really a small little detail, but it makes a huge difference. So you need to pick your colors, and you need to pick, the font that you use. Coca-Cola always uses the same font, the exact same font. And all these brands do too. And then you need to make sure you have brand consistency, as Christo said. You need to make sure your logo, your colors, etc. are the same on each application. It can, be it on your website, on a brochure, on a logo, logo, or on a business card. It has to be the same. It has to be consistent.
Yeah, that's right. And so once we are consistent, the reason we need to be consistent is so there's that familiarity in the market, so that everybody becomes familiar with your branding. If they see your branding popping up all over the place and they remember it, then they start to kind of get that familiarity, which then leads to trust. So they're more likely to buy from you. Look at these shirts, just one example. They could be made by anyone, and there's probably things made in similar factories, who knows. But a little logo on them.
I got a CK,
a little CK, and that's all it needs, and you'll pay more for it because it has that consistency in the branding. And same with these products, because we know we're not going to get ripped off, we know we're going to sell something reliable. So for your business, you want to get that brand recognition, we need to get, as Francisca said, get consistent, get it out there, and then we get that recognition, people will start to build trust. Nice. So what about you? Tell us about branding. Any tips or tricks that you might have? And feel free to post something that you've recognised, or any funny, interesting stories or funny stories you had with branding recognition, or any brands that you think are awesome. Post away down the bottom.
You can even post your own brand right now, because this is a really good exercise actually for you to get out there and get all these viewers to see your brand. So feel free to post away. Self-promotion.
That's right, go for it.
If you like this video, please share it on your social media networks. You can share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+. You can even like the video below. And also please leave us a comment below, just so you help us spread the love and share it with your friends and family. Thank you so much.
Yes, and if you would like more marketing tips and tricks for small business, go to basicbananas.com and leave your name and email address, and we'll definitely send you some cool stuff.